Namaste, Salam Bhagia. Welcome to Manthan with Saraswati, a space where stories inspire, cultures connect, and learning becomes meaningful. I am Saraswati Suresh, an educator with over 3 decades of experience, and this platform is my way of bringing together children, parents, teachers, and the wider community to reflect, grow, and celebrate life. Each episode is crafted to spark ideas, uplift your spirit, and encourage your next bold step. So stay with us, like, subscribe, share, and join this journey of ideas, culture, and inspiration. Together, let's celebrate the voices shaping our future. Hello and welcome to Manthan with Saraswati. Today on Femipreneur Friasta, we are joined by a powerhouse of purpose-driven entrepreneurship, Aparna Bhatnagar Saxena. She is the CEO of Torajo Mello, an ethical lifestyle brand with global recognition, founder of Ahana, co-founder of Vriksh Impact Partners, and the Indonesia lead for Asia Startup Network. She is a feminist, a vegan, environmentalist, and an ethical leader. Aparna has worked across 4 countries in Asia, built ethical business, mentored countless women entrepreneurs, and is on a mission to make conscious living mainstream. She is a proof that business can be both profitable and purposeful. Now let's dive into the journey, but before that, let me call upon Aparna Bhatnagar Saxena.
Nice to see you and
Nice.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I'm very happy to be at this unique place of Torajo Mello. Welcome once again, Aparna. Let's dive into the journey. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay. And folks, let me tell you, those who are listening to us, she has won a lot of awards. And to tell you a few of them, that will be like Top Women's Voice in Indonesia by New in Asia, Next Gen Icon Award for leading Torajo Mello, Tally Solution Asia Pacific, and also Indonesian Extraordinary Woman Award in 2025. So that's a lot of awards, and she's got many more, but let's restrict it here and let's move on to her. Aparna, would you like to add something more to it?
No.
You're done with it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Before we start into this, tell us more about how your childhood days were like.
Great question, because my childhood was very interesting and I think I realized how interesting it was when I would see what it was for others versus mine. So I've had a very feminist upbringing. I'm a daughter of a scientist and a banker.
Wow.
Both working, 3 kids. So since a very young age, we went to daycare and were independent. I'm youngest of 3. Also as parents, I saw them working together with each other. So my father, bless his soul, he's not around anymore, but he was by far the best, cook and chef I've seen. And he's the one who taught my mom. And my childhood was watching them both work in kitchen together, right? And then the 3 of us learned, So all of us learned to be independent and take care of ourselves and have those life skills. And I realized those were very critical, fundamental blocks of our upbringing on learning to be independent. And then as the 3rd kid and the only daughter, I never faced any discrimination at home. Okay, so there was no difference in the way my brothers were treated versus me, same rules. I was never made to feel that, oh, as a woman, sorry, these things apply to you, and they do not. And that's why, I think that's the way I've turned up. I am fiercely independent.
That explains the awards, and that explains the, being a lead role in Torajo Mello, the CEO, and of course, what you're doing right now. Anything else from your childhood?
I think from there, another thing I can tell you is all the causes that I now support, right? Be it being a staunch feminist and environmentalist. and caring for overall social justice also was rooted in my childhood. I grew up with a lot of greenery. I fostered animals, and I saw how plastic came into our lives and how
Yeah.
it took over.
Yes.
So I think since a very young age, I had already sort of formed these principles and values, and I was very firm about them. So I've always been known to be, very strict and particular. And another thing where I really, call out to my father for is, he said, as long as you take ownership of your decisions, good or bad, it's fine, but you have to take
Yeah.
ownership. And I think that's what keeps me going.
Very
And I have never followed the mainstream for the sake of it. I think that's where, if people go right, I will not blindly go right. I'll ask, why are we going right? And then if for me
Yeah.
left makes sense, I do that.
Wonderful.
And I think that's where something that my father's told, that as long as you take ownership and you're responsible for yourself, so go for it. And I think both my parents were also outliers in their own right, and I think that's why we're used,
You are.
like I'm used to being a bit of an outlier.
I that explains. You have indirectly led me to my first question.
Yes.
Because I see that you are totally in awe of your father. If you have to share that one life mantra, which has kept you grounded no matter what it would be, and why are they important to you?
Okay. I think that one mantra that I carry in everything that I try to do or I think of is do no willful harm. So as long as whatever you have to do makes sense to you and you know that you are not harming anyone, then you go for it. You should not be looking to make everyone happy.
Wow.
As long as your values are tied, right? So you go for it. And that's what, I have learned. Because there was a phase earlier where it was all about, okay, being there and making sure, everybody is like happy and settled. And I realized that's not my being, and that's not what is leading me to where I want to be. So I think that's what I look at. I try to examine situations and my decisions on no willful harm, right? Unknown harm can occur, right? The moment we live, we are creating impact, right? Good and bad. So as long as you're conscious of minimizing the negative and not willfully damaging anyone, you should live by your life and your decisions.
I can see a little bit of spiritual Aparna
Gita,
down there.
Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavad Gita
I am a
and
firm
Karmanyavadhika raste ma phaleshu kadachana.
Yes.
Beautifully said that these are the values.
I'm a firm
instilled
believer
in-
of Gita.
Very
Ki कर्म करो फल की इच्छा
इच्छा
मत
मत
करो.
करो,
Do your duty.
Yes.
You are not entitled to its fruit.
Beautiful.
What will come your way will come your way, and you've got to, take
And
it.
probably that's why we are sitting here and we are doing this. This had to come our way because both of us believe in that.
Indeed. So great. Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome, yeah. That is leading me to the very next question. I
Yes.
think the answers are very, very relatable to what, I had planned and what's happening now.
Yeah.
So, see, Aparna, you had a corporate job, right?
Yeah.
You were very secured with it. And why did you choose the uncertain road of entrepreneurship? And what gave you the courage to make? I know you're a firm believer in Gita Upadesh. What gave you the courage to, to make this leap from corporate secured job to an entrepreneurship?
Okay. So I'll have to be very honest and tell you, it's never this, one thing. For me, it's been a combination. And, again, I'm sort of referring to things which maybe only Indians can relate and we can possibly translate as, there was this ad where I think it was for Mountain Dew that Dar ke aage jeet hai. So essentially, let me be very honest and say there's never a time when you're not afraid. Right? It's just that you decide to take that leap where you feel that the reasons of not doing something are, less important than doing something.
Right.
And I've always believed that I don't want to be a bystander in life. Bystander. I'd rather be part of my life, and even if I'm always not leading, I'm conscious of what I'm, standing for. And I would like to have a life, worth living, that when I look at mirror and look at myself, or when I look back, I feel, I tried, I did. So So even when I was in my corporate career, if you would look at my CV, I am never satisfied when things are run of the mill. So you've come, you've done what you're supposed to do, and I'm looking at my next challenge then. Because I understood that I like to make a difference. So my mantra is making a difference. And I like to be in places, irrespective, where if there is some way I can add value and make things better and leave things better than they were before, I feel, okay, I've done something. You get it? So I believe that's what it was. And in fact, Toraja Mello is my third venture into entrepreneurship, where I've stuck around. The previous two didn't go as planned, and it was a great lesson. And, once bitten, twice shy. Sometimes people would say, hey, you should have then kept away. But as I told you, I'm not one of the
wants to dar ke aage jeet hai.
Yes, who would like to just be a bystander, because I think this is where I can say another learning that got ingrained in me very early in life is I do not want to live a life of regrets. Why didn't I do this that time? I should have done that and this. So I'd rather say I tried, I messed up, failed miserably, but learned a lot, and here I am moving on. I was thinking about it, but then these are the risks involved, etc. So because I'm responsible for my own life, right? There is nobody to blame, nothing to say, oh, this situation, that situation. We can always find reasons.
Definitely.
So I think that's what got me into entrepreneurship. And also I have to be very honest here, Saraswati, to tell you that 20 years ago when I started my career, I never thought I'd be here. You think that you want to live a life of impact. So I did want to make a difference, but I could have never imagined I'd be sitting here, of all places, in Indonesia, and having this conversation or doing what I'm doing.
Right now.
So I think life has very interesting pathways to give to us.
Yes. So I would just like to tell you that the channel Manthan with Saraswati also has just this purpose, like what you say, dare to serve.
Okay.
That's the that's a quote for Manthan with Saraswati.
Dare to serve. Wow.
Dare to serve.
Yeah.
So not that everybody gets into the path like what you did, exactly the same, that you go into a path and you don't know where you're going to. Manthan with Saraswati exactly started that way. Now I think there is some light I can see where it is going, and I feel that what I started with, I'm on the right track. So explains why Manthan with Saraswati is sitting with Aparna doing this podcast together. So I'm very happy for that. Aparna, you have been mentoring a lot of female entrepreneurs, right? You have been guiding them and you have been giving your advices. So my question to you, because you are deeply feminist by nature, and which is good to be a powerful woman in the society. What is that one quality you wish women would stop apologizing for? Each time a female would come, she would apologize for something or the other, and instead wear it like a badge of honor. Do you have any one quality?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's when we are firm. When we are firm and when we are assertive, it is packaged as aggressive, it is packaged as non-woman-like. Unfeminine, because conditioning has been done that a woman is supposed to be a particular way and a man is supposed to be a particular way. So I think that's one thing. Being firm, being honest, being direct is something we should stop apologizing for, because what we have to realize is it's not only unfair to women, it's also unfair to men, because then men face the undue pressure to carry that. Not every man is supposed to be one thing all the time. And why should he always carry the burden of the firmness, right?
Yes.
It has to be a balance. We're all multiple things.
Yes.
So I think that's one thing that I've seen, that we are made to apologize for that. And I think that's one thing we have to own it, is whenever we are being firm and decisive for whatever things, we have to own that and go for it.
Wonderful. So being firm is one of the key points for us not to apologize for everything and anything, right?
Yes.
Okay. People outside the world, they think that being an entrepreneur is glamorous. But when you talk to
Glad you
one,
said that.
but when you talk to one, you do understand that it's not always glamorous. So, are there any sleepless nights or setbacks in this lovely, so-called, people perceive it to be glamorous? What are they? And on those days, what helps you bounce back?
So first of all, let me be very honest, glamour is a very one tiny part of this, and which sometimes is never seen also. Okay?
yeah.
So it's again the way it's packaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. So reality check, don't do it for glamour.
Yeah.
Second is, I'll reverse answer. There are some nights which are peaceful, otherwise, most are sleepless nights. Let me be very honest.
Yeah.
Okay. And I would strongly suggest that people who want to get into it, don't do it for the sake of it, for the glamour, for feeling that, oh my God, it's going to be like this entrepreneurial life. You have to embrace, as I said, you have to stand by your decision in the sense that I'm going to do it, I'm going to learn from it. It's not going to be easy. And that one phrase and mantra that has gotten added, after I have, moved countries and everything, is being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Wow. That's a punch point. Being
Comfortable with being uncomfortable, because there will never, if you're always looking for this time where, oh, it's all going to be nice and this, no, there is forever this brimming that will be there, and you have to be at ease. And I think that's where Vipassana and mindfulness helps, is you accept things as they are, right? You're not here to achieve that one thing. You have to come to terms with whatever is happening, and you have to navigate that. Because otherwise, if you're not, then don't even think of entrepreneurship, please. Because very rarely it is served on a platter with everything sorted. Maybe it happens with generational wealth, but I think even they don't have that peace of mind. Let's be very real. Yeah.
So, folks, those who are watching us on Manthan with Saraswati, the word of advice from Aparna would be that entrepreneurship is not always glamorous. Although you may have a few moments of being presentable as glamour, but then a lot of hard work and a lot of sleepless night which goes behind being a successful entrepreneur. So guys, if you're getting into the entrepreneurial journey, beware.
Yes, that used to a bit of this,
You can use some concealer when you go for the glamorous night.
Whatever. Yes, whatever works for you.
That's good. That's good. So this question is coming up to me because I can feel that, the urge to stand up and be alone and be, on your own and get your work done, and, being straight to the point makes you the real woman who wants to be, very persuasive and focus towards the business journey, right?
Yeah.
So suppose if I touch a point about gender equality.
Yes.
If we desire the society to be one with no disparity, how is that going to happen?
So if we really want gender equality, let me be very unabashedly honest and tell you, is men have to join in, because gender equality is beneficial to them too. It's not a woman's only fight. It's not men against women. Feminism means we are against patriarchy. What is patriarchy? Patriarchy basically says that one gender is treated differently, is given undue privileges against others. And when I'm saying that, it's not just about women. I'm not talking binary. I'm talking about recognizing all, genders that exist, because all types of people exist. And therefore, we need the men to come in, because it's also fair to them, because they don't have to carry that burden alone. And let's understand, most of the men that are there in the world are not the typical alpha men we come around, right? They all have their, we're all individuals who have different phases where sometimes we are strong, sometimes we want to take a back seat. Narrative of gender equality is that give equal opportunity platform. Don't let somebody's gender, background, race decide where they belong. Give them that opportunity, give them that platform because they need it, and then let them, go ahead. For gender equality, ASAP, I think everyone recognizes to play a part, and don't judge based on gender. I think that's the first step. Don't think this is a guy's thing or this is a woman's thing. That's what I believe in.
Yeah.
Because
Very
I
true.
was allowed to be, I was given the opportunity to be by my parents, and that's where I am. Let them thrive in their self and give them that open environment and let them come out in their true self, and don't hold people back. I think the worst thing you can ever do to anyone is holding them back. Yeah.
Rightly said. How can we see this Aparna, this energetic and this fierce Aparna 10 years from now?
Oh,
What's your
wow.
future dream? Quickly.
I know. I think on the same path, but at a larger scale, with more impact, with more, influence and support around, right, is what I'd like to be doing 10 years from now. Essentially making a difference, but at a larger scale with more people joining me in this.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very true.
please.
And we can see her.
Yeah.
Probably Manthan with Saraswati, I may get a little older, but then I'll catch you up again
Yes,
after 10 years.
exactly.
And getting back to the point that you did, I can play you back the thing that, okay, this is
This is
when
what
you
you said.
said then.
Yeah.
And look at this. This
Yeah,
is really
hopefully you
happening.
don't find me lazing in some corner and say, Aparna, what is this?
No. Let's be optimistic and with your energy
All right.
and with your determination. I'm sure it's going to happen sometime. So, folks, I think we've heard a little serious side of Aparna, right? So, why don't we move on to segment 2 and get a little light with Aparna before we close the session, okay? Okay, Aparna, I think
Yes.
with the sip of coffee in my hand and
Yeah.
tea in yours.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's dive into the segment 2, which is going to be like little casual,
Okay.
little
Great.
nonsense.
Excited. Yes.
So these are some funny questions,
All right.
and to bring out another side of you. Of
course.
Let's
Okay.
hear. Okay. If your journey was a trending hashtag,
Yeah.
what would that be?
Woman on a mission. Hashtag woman on a mission.
Wow. Hashtag woman on a mission. So will that start now or after 10 years?
I think I'm already on it.
Okay.
Maybe I should start using it.
You
right?
should, yeah.
Yeah, thanks
Why
for
not?
asking this.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
because I
start
don't
strong.
think I should call myself girl on a mission, though it sounds more cool. But I think woman is fine. I'm a woman now.
Yes,
very much.
I'm a very sensible woman too.
Yes. Oh, okay. Not what people tell me. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So if your journey was to become like a movie,
Okay.
okay, which actor would you want to play your role in that?
Oh, which actor?
Or the actress?
Yeah. Caught between two. Both women I admire for different reasons. I think Sushmita Sen or Kangana Ranaut.
Wow. Both of
Because
them.
they
yeah.
both stand for something
yes.
themselves in their lives.
Very
yeah.
nice. A good choice. Because you are too much into environment, you are an environmentalist.
Yes.
If you had to choose between coffee, green tea, just water to save the planet,
Yeah.
what would that be?
I think water logically, because water like exists, and then to make coffee and tea you need water. So I'll go with water.
I
yes.
love your answer. I love it.
Thank
I love
you.
it. Okay. Okay, we are all into handphones now.
Yes.
Every now and then we are into some apps.
Yes.
So which is that one app you think you can't live without?
I'll be very honest, I think we can live without all apps, but I guess what you get used to now, because it's a way of connecting with your family and friends and everyone, is maybe WhatsApp has just become WhatsApp here. I think any video app becomes very much ingrained into our lives, right? So for the iPhone users, maybe it's FaceTime or whatever. For me, I think I would say WhatsApp for now is
For WhatsApp.
very much.
Oh, Indonesia, WhatsApp is everything.
Yeah, it's everything. I know I think people will even get married on this thing. Yeah. So, yeah.
So
for
WhatsApp
me,
is like, you are an environmentalist.
Yeah.
So if you were to be a fabric, not you
Okay.
choose.
Okay,
If you
if
were
I
to
were
be
to be a
fabric, will it be a cotton, silk or denim, and why?
Okay, I think I would be cotton, or there's something called as kapuk that is found here, and also I think in India it grows everywhere. And I think I'd like to be that because it's there naturally. It can be spun into and can be turned into things. I think So yeah, would be that or khadi. you
Okay.
know. Basically, it's not always turned into fabric, but I think there's immense potential, and I'd like to be that. That kapuk based or I would say khadi.
Khadi.
Handspun.
Very good. Very.
Yes.
Both are handspun and very
Yes.
natural.
So I think very raw,
fabric.
natural because that's who I am, right? So it's akin to my being.
Your type, your being. Yes.
Yes, my being.
yes. What's your guilty pleasure food that isn't vegan friendly? Because you're a vegan.
Oh, okay. Right. I think I do like pizzas. So the pizzas
Oh my
are
God.
now
For some of
vegan.
them, it must be mouth must be watering now
Yes,
because
yes.
of that.
So I mean, there are vegan pizzas, but not everyone is able to do justice to that. So I think pizzas, and the other is good yogurt. I like dahi,
Dahi,
and so now there are vegan yogurts coming
Yeah,
up
yeah,
because
yeah.
like the dahi with rice or dahi with anything is just so
So good.
nice, right? So I think those two things, because I miss dahi vada.
Dahi vada.
Yes.
So sad.
Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, my last question for
Yes.
today before we wind up. If you could swap life with one celebrity for a day, who would it be?
Oh, very interesting. Do we count public leaders as celebrities?
Let's see.
Yeah,
who it is. Yeah,
we-
it's okay. It's your choice. If you're going to swap it.
Yeah. I have had, though unfortunately she's not around, but I've had immense respect for Sushma Swaraj.
Oh,
So
really?
I would have loved to, be in her shoes for a day and see. Or now even S. Jaishankar. He's such
Yeah,
a.
Jaish.
I mean, he's kick-ass in his own way, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I think these. Either of these two.
He's always smiling but very firm in his
Yes,
approach.
yes,
Very
I-
firm. I think we've had a lovely time talking to you, Aparna.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for being with us on Manthan with Saraswati, and I'm sure those who are listening to us will be taking back a lot of points which you have suggested.
Yeah.
Women together will power
Yes,
the
yes.
woman power and make it
Women
happen.
Uplifting women. Yeah.
It was wonderful having you, Aparna, on my show. Till we meet next, thank you so much.
I had a wonderful time. Thank you for having me, and thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much,
Dhanyavad.
and thank you, Aparna, for giving us this setup of
Rumakita.
Rumakita.
You're welcome here. Yay! Good.
Okay.